Namona Zenanda Jalamala, Nasi Sochabambe, Kasoyando, so one day, Koa, Dondoso Jingelo, Shenombo Soji, Masa Jeme Javado, Jembe, Shanganda, Zavatan, Kataja, Doa Jose Ramboja, Dasini Jangana, so one day, Chinin Jangando Jingelo, Sendona Jamana, Londa Choco, Toba, Changelo. The sausage and jello chosen drova jingel of the sir, chelando long jingel of the sir, lantropa sawa jingel of the sir, tropa issues of Java jingel. Nejij de bandalaman sola jabs of Java, Jujus of Java dalaman sola jabs of Java, no bandalaman sola jabs of Java, Tobata drova jingel of the sir, Tujishin drova jingel of the sir, and the Damba jingel of the sir. Chaja Chamber Chojung on Rots and Daniela Dobra Jinja Labdos, Sanja Kunda Zavala Malaya, Kusunkuba Chamber Chad, on the Menel or Rawashaba, Sedan Droba, Nyambra changing. Good morning, everyone. So, when I think a few days ago, I mentioned, Kamboba said, it's more important to how to practice Dharma than just practicing Dharma, which just mean sometimes we don't know the reason why we're doing, what we do, what is how to start, how to put on practice, and how to end conclusion, how to conclude. So without the knowing, we just do sometime. Especially, sometimes since we are born with this, religion, the Buddhism, and it's become like custom. And lots of people, when you ask, including lots of monks or nuns, when you ask why you have to do this one, and they said, I don't know, we have to do this, you just do. Sometimes they scold you. So I think, and that is good, doing is good, but if you do with the knowing, it's much better than doing without knowing. So when we said do with the knowing, then proper way to how to do the practice Dharma. So normally we have this, a virtue as a beginning, a virtue as a middle, virtue as an end. I think virtue, lots of time they translate as a virtue, or as a how to, so this is a virtue as a beginning, is what kind of a motivation, what kind of intention you need when you practicing Dharma. Practicing Dharma means that hearing, contemplate, and meditation. Any of those are practice of Dharma. Okay, practice Dharma is not just only you recite in the mantra or sutra. So practice of Dharma means the any kind of those Dharma activities, hearing, contemplate, and meditation. So when you are doing those Dharma activity of the hearing, contemplate, and meditation, so first is you need the good reason. So that is called the intention or motivations. Why for what reason we are doing, what is the main reason and the main purpose. So that is called the virtue as a beginning. So we need to some good reason to practice. It's a beginning, if we do virtue as a beginning as a non-virtue thought, like a negative thought, with the negative thought, whatever we do, even that you're reciting a mantra, you become negative. So I'm not sure.
You finished, Khenpo?
No. So you wrote something I couldn't read.
No, not for you. I'm asking someone to do record.
Oh, okay. So now distract me. That way Buddha said always need the mindfulness. So like I give you one simple example. If you do recite the mantra with a bad intention, and you can become really negative beings. Like I said before, if you practice Tantra Vajrayana without the bodhicitta, you have good chance to reborn in the evil spirit. So practice of the Vajrayana is the same, recitation mantra is the same, meditation, the deity is the same, all is the same. But there's no technique of a, fundamental motivation is not there, which is called the bodhicitta. So that reason, I think virtue as a beginning is a kind of like lead us to direction of where go, right or wrong, positive or negative. So that reason, virtue as a beginning. So this virtue as a beginning, because since in the Tibetan Buddhism is a Vajrayana, Vajrayana means including all three yanas, Hinayana, Mahayana, and Vajrayana. So that way we have to know all three vehicles or all three paths, motivations. In the Hinayana path, mainly motivation is the renunciation. You need to sense about renunciation from the samsara. So that is the fundamental motivation of the including Hinayana, Mahayana, Vajrayana. If you are Vajrayana, you must need that one too. Sense of a fundamental motivation of the renunciation. So that is how you learn from the Hinayana path. Then before becoming, actually into the path of the Vajrayana, you need the fundamental motivation of the Mahayana, which is called the bodhicitta. Then finally, you will reach to the Vajrayana path. So without going through the Hinayana or Mahayana, no one reach to the Vajrayana path. Okay, so Hinayana and Mahayana is a step way to get to the Vajrayana. It's not the contradictory between those three. They are like a kind of a support each other. Like I heard this, Tsongkhapa said, Hinayana is like a pot. Okay, pot hold the water. The Mahayana is the water. So, and the Vajrayana is the reflection in the water, like a moon reflection, tree, whatever reflection comes. So without the pot, cannot hold the water. Without the water, cannot have a reflection of the object. So if you want to be a reflection of the object of the Vajrayana practice, you must need the part of the Hinayana and the water of the Mahayana. So the reason, if you want to practice the Vajrayana, you need the fundamental motivation of the renunciation, which is based on the Hinayana, and motivation of the bodhicitta, which is based on the Mahayana. Then you can have a Vajrayana's motivation. In the Vajrayana, the motivation is called the 5 excellent. Excellent place, excellent teacher, excellent retinue, excellent Dharma, excellent time. First of all, so we said excellent place. It means that you cannot view as this is an ordinary place. Wherever you stay in, it's good or bad, doesn't matter. You have to see that as a mandala of the purulent or mandala of the deity. Then you have to see excellent teacher, mean that your teacher as a Guru Vajradhara. And excellent retinue mean that all the practitioner, your Dharma brother and sister, you have to see as a highly Bodhisattva or Daga and Dakini. There's a wisdom Daga and Dakini and a mundane Daga and Dakini. This have to be wisdom Daga and Dakini, which is like a Bodhisattva from the first bhumi to 10th bhumi. So that kind of this is called the motivation of the Vajrayana. So that way you also transform to the deity. You are part of that deity mandala. So that way in the Vajrayana, you have to learn how to transform yourself as a deity. Okay, so within the state of the ourself, transform into the deity, whatever principle your deity, or you know, like a Jagasambha or Vajrayogini, whatever you practice, I think it's any deity is okay, because some people have this concept of oh, this deity is good for this but not good for that. Don't make that kind of a assumption, because all the in Latin being are state of the wisdom, what called they are inseparable. It means that in the nature of the wisdom, all the enlightened beings are same. Like when you reach to the space high enough, you cannot tell that space is belong to this country or that country. It's just space. There's no borderline, But when it comes to the closest to the earth, then it can see you can say, oh, this space is belong to the this and that. So that way, once you reach to the high enough, it's just called the international space, because it's nobody own. Why? Because there's no borderline. So similarly, like that, all the enlightened beings, actually their own nature is inseparable. You cannot tell, there is no differential, so all are same. But because of the manifestation and because of our perception, then we can see a different kind of a Buddha. So that way, it doesn't matter which deity you practice, all are equally same. But point is why you transform yourself as a deity. Reason is because we are stuck in the samsara because of the attachment. Really main cause to the reborn, stay in the samsara, continually stay in the samsara, is the attachment. Because of that attachment, we have aversion, like anger, hatred, jealousy. Those all comes because of the attachment. So that reason we create a negative karma. So this is when we transform ourselves as a deity, enlightened beings, we are cutting up self-cherishing, self-grasping. Also, we are transforming from the ordinary to divine. So main point is we're cutting attachment to the place. We transform our place as a deity's mandala. Like you attach to your house, you attach to your country, whatever you have attachment, can go away when you transform that place as a mandala. And we have attachment our own body, which is transformed to the deity. So that is the reason we're practicing the deity yoga too, how to cut the attachment. Main point. So that way, doesn't matter which deity you practice. Sometimes people have lots of discrimination of a deity. Oh, this deity is good, and this deity is not so good. This deity is powerful, this is not powerful. And that kind of discrimination is really bad for, because you have a conception of a deity as an ordinary body. And from that too, you have attention to that deity, you have a aversion to that deity, and you have a delusion or ignorance of that deity. So Lord Jidasungha said, if you attach to that deity, or attachment generate through the deity, you will born to the hunger ghost. If you generate the aversion through the deity, you will reborn in the hell realm. If you generate the ignorance through the deity, you will reborn in the animal realms. So it can cause us to actually deity by deity and how to percepting that the deity can born to the low realm. So that reason, all the enlightened being you have to see as all like non-duality, inseparable, then their nature. So that reason, so it doesn't matter which deity you visualizing yourself is always the same. But whatever you feel closest to you, feel comfortable to you, you do that one. Because that why is if you feel closer to you, you're more comfortable, more familiar one particular deity is because that deity you have a connection from the past life. That reason said is called the personal deity. Just have something have to do with our own connection. Other than that, deity itself have no different. So within this deity, then we practice in the Vajrayana. So there's so many different practices, but today we're going to talk about the practice of a 7-lamp offering. So from the 7-lamp offering, we already talk about the field of accumulation, which is we visualizing our guru as a Dharma kaya or guru as a Rupa kaya. Then first from the 7-lamp offering, first one is called the prostration or pay homage. Those are we already done. Now second is we're talking about the offering. Second from the 7-lamp offering. So second is offering, and offering itself have an outer, inner, secret, and ultimate. So first we're talking about the outer offering. So from there to until number 15, we already finished. Today we're going to start from the number 16. Okay, and today we're going to talk about here. Now it's page 5 in the text. If you have Serkhangma text, page 5, bottom of the page 5 said, the 7 precious royal attributed, like the will, and 7 subsidiary ones, like the mention, and the auspicious substance and substance of the CDs, and so on, have arising from the 2 accumulation. Please accept these offerings. So first we're going to talk about the 7 precious royal attributes. So same now, again, yourself transform into the deity. It's called it's mean that yourself as a become deity. From the deity's heart, radiate wisdom light. And that light is provided all the pure land. Every pure land is completely provided by that light. And that light is a transform. The light is a transform to the precious will. This is the first of the 7 object of the universal monarch, so called the precious will, which is main what called that metal is the golden will, and have a many great what called decoration with the jewels, and have 1,000 peak, like a pointed one peak, and I think it's called a peak. It is a huge, like a 500 yojana, big as a 500 yojana. In Tibetan called the bakse. So 4,000 arm span is the one jangda, And 1/8 of those 4,000. No, sorry. 4,000 arm span is the one pakse or one yojana. Okay, 4,000 arm spans, the distance. 4,000 arm span is a distance, one yojana, and that kind of that multiple is 500 times. That big. And this one is not like a man-made will. This is a karma of the universal monarch. If that individual is going to become universal monarch or colloquial gerbo, then that will is appearance from the space. And that will actually the rule, wherever I need to go to the monarch king, it fly in the space, in the sky, and take to that place. And that will transform kind of transportation to all the whole of the army of the universal monarch, wherever it can want to go, can take there. And it can take to you 100,000 yojana in one day, travel 100,000 yojana. So I don't know how many kilometers or how many miles from that. There's somebody calculated, but I forgot. So, and that well is all like a brilliant, like a sun. So this one is a first, is a come from the merit of a king. It's not like man-made will. It's a merit of the king, and which is carry on all the troops, and the king himself, everywhere they need to go to can fly. So I think kind of like an airplane, something like that, big jumbo jet. I think similar like something, and can take to anywhere they need to go. This is called the first attribute of the universal monarch. And that kind of is a completely filled with the space, completely with the feel of the ground of all the Pure Land, and that precious jewel, that and offering to the Buddha, especially here we're offering to our guru, a guru as a Dharma kaya or a guru as a Sambhoga kaya. Okay, then second one is, so this order normally come the will and jewel, Vishwa feeling jewel. But in the Lord Jidism, in the Kambum, collection of the text, after the will, it come general, so Katapa or general, head of the military. So that is a general. Again, you visualizing yourself as a deity. From your deity manifest a general, leader of the military, and which have a strong, what called the brave, stability, and have a courageous, and wearing completely with the arm. And all the enemies can defeat without harming them. It's a different, in the universal monarchs general, it's a defeat, it's a without harming the, general, what called, defeat the enemies. And this one is a linked or continually until the samsara is the end. And by what kind of a benefit can get is it, and delighted all the enlightened beings. So how to delight the enlightened beings is helping other sentient beings, and this is naturally all the wisdom of the enlightened. And because of that, and anyone can see this general, everyone, every sentient being free from afflictive emotion and cognitive emotion obscurations, and liberate them, which is the providing all the space, sky, and earth, ground completely filled with this kind of general, and offering to the Guru Buddha of Dharmakaya and Guru Buddha of the Rupakaya. And the third one is an elephant. This is called the Lamboche Salarabden, which is have a 6 tusk. You know, normal elephant have only 2. This one have a 6 tusk. That tusk, I think it's called tusk. And we also this strength is like 1,000 times, 1,000 times stronger than a normal elephant. Like one normal elephant can carry in the back, and this one can carry 1,000 times more than those normal elephants. And this one is a kind of a myth animal, like a Tibetan called the snow lions, Western called the unicorn horse, and in India, this kind of elephant. I think some people can see this elephant still later, like a 6th Dalai Lama's life story. When he was in India, there was one time he saw this elephant. So I think those are not necessarily can see by everyone, but there's kind of myth animals. So in the universal monarch, he have that kind of elephant, and this is so strong that whole world can be circumambulate within the day 3 times. And when you ride on it without harming, without discomfort, really comfortably, and it can go to wherever you want. And also it is really helpful for any kind of universal monarchs wish to, carrying things or moving transportation and anything can become. And also this one is as the same as the other ones, and it's linked up with this is be until remain until samsara is the end. And by this, benefit or his own action of this one is delighted to all the enlightened beings. And this is because of the nature of all the enlightened beings' wisdom, anyone can see and purify or eliminate all their negative emotion, and that this one is not just 1 time, 2 times. All the sky, all the space, all the earth is completely filled with this kind of precious elephants, and over to our Guru of the Buddha. Now, third, that is third, yeah? Okay, fourth one is a precious horse. Fourth one is a precious horse. This one is like a most beautiful, like even the neck is a color like a peacock feather. And so beautiful looking. And on the forehead, there's most of horse have this kind of some kind of a mark with the hair, but a special sign with the forehead. And within the, so if 24 hours divided into the 6, how much become? Like 4, yeah. Within the 4 hours can can go to around the earth within the 4 hours, and it have a clairvoyant. This lots of horse have actually, but this particularly have a clairvoyant. So this is called the precious horse, especially in the universal monarch kings. And this kind of a horse is providing all the space, sky, ground, and completely filled with an offering to the Guru and Guru Buddha. Because this is the nature of all the enlightened wisdom, any sentient being can see this one and purify all their negative emotion and negative karma and liberated them. Then fifth is a precious minister. This precious minister is a kind of like doing all the things that a universal monarch need to do, including to the accumulating the wealth and make a decision of in the royal family and the country. I mean so without this precious minister, without the harming subject with a kind of like tax, without the harming by collecting the tax and making miserable of the citizen, and without harming them, can fill all the king's treasure house completely with the wealth. And this minister have no kind of deceitful concept, and also no harm to other beings. So it's never be deceitful to the king and never harm to the subject. And all beings he raised like a parent, as a protect like a parent do with the children, with a kindness, loving kindness, with a compassion, taking care all the peoples, which is the citizen of the king. So that is a special different with a normal minister. Normal minister, they make the wealth by taking from the people, and harming, and also there's a deceitful and those also. But this is come from his merit of the universal monarch. So it's a kind of like result of that merit. So it's always a precious one. Why is a precious one? Because this is the nature of this one is a enlightened wisdom. Because of that way, any sentient being can see this minister, can liberate it. Like when you see someone really a wonderful person, someone is a really kind, compassionate one, and immediately yourself also become similarly like that. So that way, when you see that really good minister in your country, people have a really genuine good thought. They not become a jealousy, angry, hatred, that kind of emotion not come when somebody is a leader is really good. So similarly, when this minister is so really like a honest, kind, compassion, skillful, and to, protecting the country. That way, anyone can see this kind of embodiment of the enlightened wisdom beings. Then everyone be free from defilement and liberated from. And that is not just one time. Whole is filled by this in the sky, space, and the earth, and also this link of this is continually until this offering of this continually until samsara is end. So then queen, number six is a queen. So queen is in Tibetan, we call them Zangma. It means the intelligent and some kind of like a really good one. So that is a beauty, and also physically she's beautiful, and also she have no faults of I think I can say ordinary women's faults or ordinary people's faults, because ordinary people we have too many thoughts, okay, and we are really small, courageous, and we can easily listen to the. I think this is male and female both easily can listen to the others and have a really stingy and have self cherish. That kind of is called the faults of ordinary people. Ordinary people have this kind of faults. I don't think so just only a woman or male or woman both have this one. So when you are ordinary with the faults, then have this kind of faults. But this queen is free from that kind of faults. So she is a courageous one. She is a really stable-minded, and she is a really self like, once make the decision and don't follow to the everyone's, self-made mind, and have a kind generosity, and have a compassion and loving kindness to other, like a mother. So that kind of a quality queen have always a care to the every subject. So this is also, I think, in the Western saying is every successful man's behind is one woman. When women are supportive, kind, compassionate, skillful, and then family is become successful. I think if a mother is a really kind of deceitful, stingy, always a jealousy, and this kind of attitude, and the family never become successful. So that way, queen have to be really central of the pillar, because the queen make the so I think the mother is the center of the pillar of the family. That's what I believe. In India, they said, husband make the house, and a wife make the home. The wife turn to a house as a home. That's the difference. So that way, I think the queen or the mother or the wife that have a huge responsibility of how to turn to the family or kingdom. So that way, universal monarch have to have a queen that is free from all kind of faults of the ordinary people, and that way it's become a precious queen. So if that is just a beautiful looking one, and it cannot be precious, because even your face is beautiful, you can have a deceitful, you can have a jealousy, you can have all those problems too, and ruin the whole family, whole kingdom. There's a lot of history. Lots of kings completely destroyed by their wife. I think this is this reason. I think mother is a figure, is the pillar of the house. That is the reason have to be queen as a really strong, smart, firm, or kind of like stable, and that way to then whole kingdom become good. If the pillar is not stable, whole house can collapse. Yeah, so that kind of queen, really, so that is why she have to have that kind of qualities, because she is the nature of all the enlightened wisdom. And this one is anyone can see this queen and sentient being free from afflicted emotions. Normal ordinary women, when you see the beautiful one, immediately raising. Some people get jealousy, some people become attached, those two comes emotion. But this kind of precious queen, anyone can see, everyone free from the afflicted emotions. Once they have free from afflicted emotion, they are liberated. So that kind of a precious one is completely filled with the space, sky, or earth, and until samsara is the end. Then seventh is the wish-fulfilling jewel. That jewel is a beautiful looking with the 9 corner, like kind of like have a 9 side, and had a radiating natural light from that jewel. That light is lightning even 100 yojana or 100 pakse. And the light, illuminate. And that jewel is also frees beings from the epidemic disease and untimely death, because of those diseases causing to the untimely death. And also that jewel can give us a cool down when whether it's hot, and also give to heat or warmness when whether it's cold. And anyone wishes, fulfill any kind of whatever you wishes, uh, uh, that kind of quality with this wish fulfilling jewels. And because this is the embodiment of all the enlightened wisdom, anyone can see and not liberate them from the afflicted emotions, and their mind is free from, so that way they liberated. And this kind of a jewel is completely feel all the opulence, this like sky, space, and ground. And linked is continuing until samsara's end, and by this the delighted to all the enlightened beings. Okay, then second one is, if you look the text, it said the seven subsidiary one, like I mentioned. So sometimes it's translated as a seven semi-precious possessions. So similarly, seven precious one, but not as a good as a seven precious one. So this is a first one, is said soul. The soul is a so okay, same way you yourself as a deity from your heart radiate the light, and the light is completely filled, all the enlightened purulent completely filled with the light, and that light transform to first seven what called subsidiary attribute or precious is a soul. Soul is not for harming other beings. Without the harming sentient being, just when you raise up and overpower every beings under your control. So that kind of a soul, I think it's called soul, yeah, is a soul precious. Then second one is called it's a kind of cloth made by snake skin, which is cover when you are walking under the rain, and rain not get to your cloth, your your body not get to the rainwater. So so that is called the naga skin, which is snake skin, I think. And the third one is called the seven. What called third one is a precious park, like a garden, really beautiful garden. Fourth one is a cloth, generally precious cloth, and which is the really soft, really comfortable, really also not really heavy, light, but give you warm or comfortable feeling, and that kind of a cloth. And the fifth one is a shoes that you can easily walk. And can go without the uncomfortable, without the difficulty. You can go to place to place, and when you even walk in the water, it's not going to be sink in the water. You can walk on the water by that precious shoes. I think that's what we need. And the sixth one is called the mansion. Really beautiful mansion. When you want to see the sky and the star or moon and sun, you can see all of them, but also same time it protect you from the heat, cold, or any kind of like a wind and this uncomfortable things. That's called the mansion. And the bed is the bed is a really comfortable wherever you sleep. And from that bed, you're not raising any kind of afflictive emotion like a jealousy, hatred, angry, and attachment, that kind of. So or it means that it's like a, because of the bed is so comfortable, your mind is relaxed. If there's a not comfortable, there's a difficulty comes, then we get angry, we get, all those emotion is raising because of something is wrong. So because of the sense that there is a nothing problem from the bed, from the garden, from the those all the mention and all whatever you using from the precious the universal monarchs, so precious is what called the semi-precious, 7 semi-precious, and it become a part of. Why? Because they are nature of the enlightened wisdom. So anyone who can see or anyone who can enjoy with them, they are free from negative emotion and liberated them from the worldly from the samsara.
Khenpo number 6 is what? Mention?
Mansion mean the palace, house.
Oh,
Manction. I saw here. I'm not good spelling. Then second is, and they then said the auspicious substance. There's 8 auspicious substance. What happened was those substances offering to the Buddha from individual. There's a different individuals. So that way, Buddha blessed them as a substance. So this one you may see sometime in the text, it as a special substance. I think this is maybe not the history of how this is becoming a special. Is the first one is said is called a white mustard seed. This white mustard seed is a offering to the Buddha from the Vajrayana. So when Buddha offering this one, and by this white substance, what mustard seed we using for the removing the obstacles. Okay, so this is a symbol of the strength of the Vajrayana. Vajrayana is the kind of like a powerful deity that removing all the substance, what called all the obstacles. Sorry, so that way. Vajrayana offering to the Buddha. So since Vajrayana offering to the Buddha, Buddha blessed this as a one first what called the auspicious substance. And second one is called Bilwa. Bilwa is a Sanskrit word. It's like kind of like a look like a apple, but I think it's have like a 2 kind of. In China they use as this also. Later when it dry, they use that as a like a alcohol bottle for carrying the drink. I think something like that. There's a kind of fruit. It's a similar like an apple. So this bilwa or in there's a fruit. It's called the kape. It's like a it look like a bottle. So this one is the fruit is offering to the Buddha by Brahma, 4-face Brahma. So when Brahma offering to the Buddha this fruit, and Buddha bless as a auspicious substance. So this is like this fruit. As I have all the cause and condition to generate the fruit. Fruit is have to be raising all the cause and condition suitable. Otherwise, something is missing, cannot come the fruit. Fruit mean the kind of when healthy cause and condition come together, you will have some kind of result. Similarly, by this fruit, and you reach to the complete enlightenment, sign of a complete enlightenment by this. So this is that way is a blessed Buddha blessed this as a precious substance.
You mean that this fruit have all the cause and condition already, or
I mean, generally, every fruit is a result of the healthy cause and condition.
Yes, it's normal fruit. Yeah.
Yes. So that way, then particularly this one, bilwa is a why mention is because this bilwa fruit is a particular fruit, Brahma offering to the Buddha. Since then, they bless as a substance, precious substance. Then third one is a conch shell, yeah. So Indra offering is called a conch shell in the right circle, right clockwise. It's called after the 5 conch shell, and this is the 5th generation. It's become the clockwise. You know, all the other conch shell is a counterclockwise. So this is a really special. So this one is an Indra offering to the Buddha. This is that conch shell make the sound as a wisdom, and like a Dharma sound. So that way, in the monastery, lots of time when we gathering, the monks also have some kind of a sound. Of course, that is one way can hear. Also, you using conch shell to gathering. I think that is also Dharma sound. And lots of ritual in India too, like Hindu, Buddhism, they use in lots of conch shell as a make a really loud sound as a according to the like the sound as a Dharma. So that is showing us and Buddha's teaching is without any kind of mixture of mistaking clearly and giving the Dharma teaching that way a sign of a conch shell as a Buddha bless when Indra offering to the Buddha conch shell, and Buddha bless as a precious substance. Since then, it's become a part of the offering object. Then fourth one is a Lhamo Vachama. Some say is a goddess of the green light. I don't know. There's one goddess. I don't see the Sanskrit name, but there's one Lhamo Vachama. So she offered to the Buddha miru. So since then, this as a bless. So the miru is a reflection of all the phenomena can see through the miru. So this is a symbol of a reflection of the all-knowingness of the Buddha. You know, so that way this become a substance. So the miru as a symbol of omniscience. So that fifth one is saying is a elephant, Norgyung, his name, and he offered to the elephant bile. Some say elephant bile, sometimes say gold, gold-blooded stone. And there's some kind of a medicine. It's used as a medicine. When you put it in the water, slowly melt, and cure lots of disease from this. So since elephant offered to the Buddha this and since then it's blessed as a special substance. So by this and cure all the disease, especially disease of the 3 poisons. And 3 poison and sickness which is created by the 3 poisons, and that is and don't have the pain of afflicting emotions. the sentient beings from this. So that way, since then, this as a blessed as a substance to the sense they offer, elephant offer to the Buddha. So that way we're offering to our Guru Buddha this precious, what called the precious substance of a elephant bile.
It's called medicine or it's called elephant offering?
Elephant, the name is called the Norgyong. He offered to the Buddha this elephant bile. Sometimes it's called the bile, sometimes gold stone, but not really stone. It's saying it's when you put in the water, it's slowly. It have like an elephant. It have like lots of animals, including the human, and I think it's using for the medicine. And sixth one is that the farmer Sujata, she offered to the Buddha. In Tibetan we call the yogurt or milk, but now saying it's a rice pudding. So I'm saying because after Buddha did 6 years ascetic meditation, and he was so weak, so she offered really nutrition food. From that to Buddha gained the strength by receiving that yogurt or rice pudding, whatever is from the Sujata. So since then, and Buddha blessed this as a precious substance. So this is this yogurt is come from the essence of the milk. So similarly, precious wisdom is the essence of the Dharma. So this is like that reason, and by this offering we will gain that essence. So then 7 is called the Tangse. It means the Brahmin. His name is Pushya or Pushya. Tibetan called the Karkyal. He offered to the Buddha Sindur. So then this Buddha blessed this as a specious substance. So Sindur or this liti is a kind of like reddish color. The reddish color is a symbol of overpower or magnetizing. Red color as a magnetizing. And by this offering and magnetize all the Dharma, and we become, what called the richness of with the Dharma. So that way we offer to the Buddha this Sindur. I think Sindur, yeah, is a red color, kind of color. What is his name? The person who offered Buddha kusha grass. In the Tibetan, we call him a Tsasong Tashi. There's a name, I forgot, in the Sanskrit. So in the Thich Nhat Hanh's book, it's the first time he mentioned, from the beginning to, he mentioned about this boy. So this boy is a Tibetan, we call he is a, caretaker of the, selling the grass. But last Theravada, so his story saying he was the buffalo boy. He take care of the buffalo in the forest. When he taking care of the buffalo, he cut the grass to feed the buffalo, and he saw Buddha, and Buddha asked him to please offer me this grass as a cushion. So I want to meditate under the Buddha tree. So then he happily offering the grass, kusha grass to the Buddha. Since then, and this Buddha bless us a spaciousness by this offering and increasing the lifespan. So that way we offering to our Guru Buddha this precious grass of the Chaturva. Okay, so so this all we have to manifest as a countless of them, completely filled with the space, ground, everything, and linked of this one is offering continually all the 10 direction Buddha and Bodhisattva until samsara is end, and function or function of this is a delight in all the enlightened beings by offering. And because this is a what called the nature of enlightened wisdom, and anyone can see or those seven precious substance and sentient being free from defilement. That is the special quality of those precious one. Then last one is called as okay, so, city and race. 这是大日记中，两个老师认为的，这是在等我这些了是吧？ So here also mentioned as a, it's not in the text, but also there's called the 这是大业 8, auspicious sign. This 8 auspicious sign is based on the Buddha's major mark. Like Buddha's body have those all the auspicious sign. So those are used as a like a Buddha's first one is called the glorious knot from the 8 auspicious sign. First is a glorious knot as a Buddha, like Buddha's heart have that glorious knot. I think then and Buddha's feet and palm have a precious wheel sign, that way precious wheel. And Buddha's tongue is like a lotus, gentle, soft, everything. So that way precious lotus, you know, as a symbol of the Buddha's like lotus. Then Buddha's body is a general body is like a Victoria banner, really like decorated with a Victoria banner. And Buddha's teeth is a white, pure, it's like a white conch shell. Or Buddha have a like a you know, his navel, his this hair and Ushnish, those all look like a right conch shell, you know, right claw conch shell, so that way. And Buddha's neck is like a vase, you know, vase neck, that way as a auspicious vase. And Buddha's then Buddha's Buddha's body generally is also specially crowned. It's more like a what called umbrella, you know, and Buddha's eyes is like a, you know, like a rounding with a beautiful like a fish, you know, golden fish. So because of that sign, as a Buddha mentioned in the Buddha's body, and also those 8 lucky sign as a auspiciousness, and we offer them to enlightened Guru Buddha. Then in the Vajrayana tradition is called as number 19. It's called the common 8 common city. This is it. I think lots of time we saw this one. Here they use as a substance of the city in the text. So 8 common city. We have a common and uncommon city accomplishing through the practice. So Uncommon CD means the realization of the Mahamudra. That is not here. Here is a common CD. What is the common CD? Is the first one is a called the precious vase. That precious vase and whatever you want come from that vase. There's one story. When Tiluba was a really little, boy, taking care as animals, buffalo in the forest, and he and other boys playing like a child play, the drama. So Tiluba act like a king, and other boys, some are queen, minister, and they playing a royal game. So then that time Nagarjuna was coming out from the forest. He wanted to test his precious vase. So he wanted to test it is functioning or not, the CD is. So then when Nagarjuna saw Tiluba was acting like a king, and Nagarjuna asked to Tiluba, you like to become a king? And Tiluba said, yes, I'd really love to be king, but I have no chance because I'm not born as a royal family. And Nagarjuna said, okay, say in this verse, you want to become a king. So then he said loudly, he said, I want to become a king on this place. And suddenly that king ran away from the kingdom. And there's a tradition, if there's no royal blood, the kind of the lineage is not exist, then there's a particular elephant. They can find the suitable candidate to become a king. So then they try to use that elephant. Elephant run away from the palace and went out. They thought the elephant going to pick up one of those ministers, but ran out and he went to forest and put the vase on the Tiluba's head. Tiluba was just a kid taking care of the buffalo in the forest. So then they took him to royal family. He became a king. And Nagarjuna himself said, I want to test this vase. So he said, I want to be, God's meal, food in this vase. So immediately come fresh, really delicious food from the God realms appearing in that. That were called the precious vase as a first one, as a CD, a vase CD. And second one is said as a kind of like walking. There's a CD for the fast walking. So I think this is I heard even recently there was some test on the Drupal tradition, and they have to go from a long distance within the daytime. They have to return back, and those CD and there's heard. But you have to know this one. When Milarepa was passed away, Rejumba was way far. If he walked, normal people will take many days from where Rejumba is to Milarepa's body was, But that morning, and Dagini said, you must go, Rejumba, to see your guru. He passed away. So he walked from long distance, which I think normal people may take the 1 month. He had to walk for one morning, like maybe 1 hour or something, to reach to the Milarepa's body. So if you want to, you can read the Milarepa's life story, that one. So that kind of a fast walking CD. So that's called sometimes called the CD of the shoes, or sometimes called the CD of the fast walking. And the third one is there's oil, some things. And when you put on the eye, that kind of oil, underground, whatever, bury underground, that kind of CD. I think called I self, SALVE, I self. And fourth one is there's called a precious pill, like we have the money ripu, those kind of. And particularly this one, when you take that pill, nobody can see you. Okay, and the fifth one is called a precious soul. When you carry that soul, you can fly. There's a lot story on this, but today we don't have much time, so maybe don't do. But there's a story briefly in India. the one non-Buddhism, he's practicing this, and have to cut the soul from the dead body's tongue he have to make. But he cannot cut. So he asked one Buddhism monk, small monk, help. So that monk cut that soul tongue, and it become a soul. When he carrying, he can fly. So he flew. Then the non-Buddhism said, please come down. You're a compassionate practitioner. And the monk said, okay, I will come down, but first I want to see the world. He went to the top of the Mount Meru. And when he saw the Mount Meru, from the Mount Meru, he saw the 4 continents, 8 continents, sun and moon, like that. So based on what he saw, he come down and he built the Odintapuri temple in India. That Odintapuri temple is look like a mandala. Right now, if you practice the mandala, this exactly. Based on the Odintapuri temple, Samye monastery is built. So that way, Samye monastery have in the center is a temple, and the 4 direction, 8 continent. So 4 continent, 8 subcontinent, sun and moon. All those temple is with like a mandala one we're offering, similar like that. So that is that young monk saw from the space by using that soul, so that soul can fly anywhere. This is called the CD of the soul. And there's one particular also pill. When you eat that pill, you can live a long life. Long life pill. It's a similar like long life pill. It's called the, and also they're called the quicksilver. There's kind of like a substance. When the quicksilver is attached to the ground, metal, it become a gold. Like Nagarjuna did that one, but he also get punishment from that. And it's called the underground CD. Underground CD means you can see all the underground treasure, and you can go there and can bring those all treasure from the underground. When I remember when Holiness was teaching, said Holiness was teaching this as Sawa Yungudu in Tibetan, said, and translator said underground city, and someone said, it means the mafia. City of mafia. People think underground mean the hiding, So this is not like that kind of a city, like mafia city. This is like you can see underground, precious things, and you can go there without the difficulty. You can go down there and bring all those precious from the underground. That is what is underground city means. Then this one is a CDs. So one have arising from the 2 accumulations. So you have to know this one. All those are qualities, like for example, universal monarch king, those 7 objects. It makes his, ruling kingdom is much easier. Everything's become a symbol, easy, because everything is taken care by minister, general, elephant house. So king doesn't have to do much. Why? Because it is his result of his merit. Without his merit, he cannot have those kind of enjoyment. So that is showing us all those good, quality object that we can enjoy in our life. It makes our life easier. It makes our life more comfortable. It makes our life more happier. It's a result of the good karma. Without the result of the good karma, cannot have those all. So there's a 2 accumulation of merit and accumulation of wisdom. One of the Digung holiness, there's called the Kujatile Sambo. Kujatile Sambo have a short commentary on the Serkhangma. It's a really brief commentary, but in that commentary said, cause of accumulation of merit and result of accumulation of wisdom. So accumulation merit is as a cause, and because of that cause, we will have accumulation of the wisdom. So that way, this is mainly generating by the accumulation of merit, and that result of that is accumulation called wisdom. So these two together can have all everything. We remember last Saturday we talked about the jewel ornament. I mean the precious garland of the Sublime Path by the Gamboba, and the Gamboba said all those good things in the world exist. You know, like a high family, a rich family, healthy, whatever is a good thing exists is because of the result of the Dharma. What is the Dharma? Is it like a true accumulation? So everything is a good things in the mundane way or super mundane way, whatever arising good things arise from the merit. Without the merit, nothing is it cannot prove. So that way, some people, especially in the Western culture, sometimes people think as a education is the most important. If you have education, you can become successful. That is not really true. You know, you may have a great education, but you not necessarily you can be really successful in life. But some people have not that much good educations. I mean, lots of people drop up from the high school, drop up from the college, but still they become really successful. I heard that this Chinese guy, rich guy, he tried to apply lots of good school. None of them accept him. Everyone reject him. But later he become really successful. Even he doesn't have those high, famous schools degree. He can become successful. Why? Because he have that merit. So that way, all this is I think have to do something our past lives karma. So when things happen good in your life, health, wealth, power, position, or any kind of fame, things happen good, you should rejoice with that. How do you rejoice with that? This is all happening because of my karma. I did something in past life, I did something good. That way, all this happened. But now I have a responsibility of trying to do something better. So next life may be better than this one. So that is I think we should remember that one. So that reason here saying is on have a rising from the two accumulations. Please accept this offering. So those all as you can have those material can offering because you have a merit. If you don't have a merit, you have nothing. So if you're rich, because your past life did something, practice of generosity, that way you are rich. So don't be stingy this life, because if you be stingy this life, next life you're not going to be rich. If you're healthy, you did something good in past life, that way you are healthy. So continue, we have to do. So in Tibetan, we said, I want to thanks for my past life, giving me this life. But I have to warn this life, do not throw me lower in the next life. So this all is come from the merit, come from the good deed. It's not come free. Nothing is actually free. So when things happen good in our life, rejoice and appreciate, and don't take granted with that. When things not happen, good way, it is lots of things bad happen, and you have to be rejoice with that. How you rejoice is I'm glad this has happened now, because in my past I made mistake. That way happened in this one. Next life I don't have to carry this continually. So I will be free now. So I think this is the reason is to say those all offering objects are rising from the two accumulations. And said, furthermore, I behold my mind and offer to the protector of all the beings, all offering through all the limitless pure land of the Victoria One, that belong to the owner or do not belong to the owner, and all those are worthy to be offered. So here it's a belong to the owner or not, do not belong to the owner. I think belong to the owner means that somebody own like a park, mansion, a beautiful garden or anything as a owner, have owner, private owner or, state owned or, country owned or any community owned, whatever owned by particular individual. So that is called a owner. The not owner means that generally, like you can see the flower, incense, all kind of offering objects worthy to offering. So this is, I think, if you with the self-centeredly, I want to offering them to, that way I can accumulate the merit, I think that is become stealing. But if you offering those owned by someone or not owned by anyone, that those materials, any kind of a worthy to object offering, and all is with the altruistic motivation. If you do with the offering with the altruistic motivation, without the self-center, then you can offer them. So here also it said, behold in my mind, behold in my mind. Behold in my mind is a so in carry on your mind. I mean, you don't need to go to someone's garden to pick up flower from them and bring to the shrine room. You don't need to do that one. So just whenever you see something beautiful with the altruistic motivation, it said, I want to offer to the Guru Buddha. I want to offer to the three jewels. This is beautiful. This is wonderful. Any kind of flower, water, incense, and food, anything. So that reason, when we're wearing clothes, new clothes, first is offered to the three jewels, Guru Buddha. Then after the offering in your mind, and after the offering, you wear like a blessings. Same things when you eating food, when we drinking water. So whatever ourselves or anyone's belongs, we always are offering with the altruistic motivation, and that's become a part of the accumulation. And not just only the worldly in the material. I think this is over all the pure land of the Victoria one, like Sugo, the pure land, or the pure land of the Akshobhya, and all those. There are some countless of pure lands, all the Victoria one of the three times. It means the past, present, future, which are the very pure mandala of the three kayas. So there's three kayas: Nirmana kaya, Sambhoga kaya, Dharma kaya. So all the pure land of those three kayas, which is 10 directions, countless of those pure lands, kayas are completely filled with the flower and flawless prosperities. Would mean that without the false, sometimes when offering is impure offering is not good. So all the pure offering, materially pure, intentionally pure, and what called that, attitudely pure, with a completely filled with a purely. So offering all those, even the pure lands, completely filled with the offering attribute and offering to the Guru Buddha. Please accept this offering, you and Lord of compassion. So why we said Lord of compassion accept? Because actually enlightened being, they don't need our offerings. They are not eager with the material. They are not eager with the ointment. Okay, they are not eager with the whatever we think, like food, clothes. They don't need those all. They accept for our own accumulation of a merit. So that way, please accept this from the compassion, not from the desire. When we get offering, we accept them as from the desire, not really compassion. But enlightened being, when they get the offering, they accept from the compassion, because they don't need those, but still they taking them. because they care about us. They want to help us to accumulate the merit. So this is showing us whatever what we do is ultimately we are gaining benefit for ourselves. So this reason Gambopa said from the sutra, quote from the sutra in the jewel ornament, whatever keep yourself in the house is not your, whatever you give to the other is your. So then I think we finish this one, then is finish the outer offering. So to you, protector, it means the Lord or your guru as a protector, because the guru protect us from the samsara. So the to you, protector or Lord, offer my body, speech, and mind, all the wealth equal to the space, without exception, and all the virtues accumulation in the 3 times. Out of the compassion, please accept this for the benefit of all sentient beings. So not just only offering to the material, even we're offering to our body, speech, mind. There's a story when Milarepa first meet with a Marba, and he said, I'm going to offer you my body, speech, mind. And one day, Marba was really kind of giving punishment to the Milarepa, and he said, your body is you already offered to me, so it's belong to me. Now I can do whatever I want. I can cut you, I can kill you, I can chop you. If I wish to, I will do all those because it belong to me, my property. So like kind of similar like that way. So I mean, the Marba will never do such things. But what it means is when we are rely on the guru, and that is showing us nothing holding back, nothing holding back, offering everything, not just only material, even our body, speech, mind, merit, everything, that is it, because of the offering is the antidote of the attachment. Long as you hold something for yourself, there's an attachment. When you, without the holding anything, whatever position, whatever is belong to you, without the holding anything to back yourself and offering completely to the Guru Buddha, then you have no attachment, completely cut the attachment. So the reason this is the last one is it to the offering all the all the possessions, anything, not just only what body, speech, mind, even our merit, even our wealth, even our name, and everything is all those, just not one body. It's a feel completely all the pure land, all the ground, all the space, completely feel and offer to the Guru Buddha. So this is an outer offering. So if including to the 8 lucky sign, it become a 23. But because 8 lucky sign is not in the root text, is not mentioned. So that way, I mean, Our Holiness commentary, he mentioned about the 8 lucky sign. That's why I tell this one also. I think that's important to including. So that is complete of the all those 22 or 23 different and number in the text is 22. So 22 different kind of material or object or offering we offer to the Guru Buddha. So that is called the outer offering. So then with this, today we stop here, and thank you so much, Mr. Tao and everyone, and we do short dedication. Chanchu sem jo rembo che ma je banai je jo che ke bai nyam bai men bai ya
Kone Kondo Pewa Shoy Tata Konde Tam Jeje Tusundo Sabada Yube Jeve Zawandi Tata Senje Tanje Nyundo Lana Memba Yandaba Sobe Chanchu Rinpoche Doba Joje Isheja Kunse Kunjen Chuje Jedende La Wando Tekomba Reje Beje Dembase Shetu Tusan Komben Senjuchi